You really. It's the furthest thing from the truth that people are isolated from their families.
Right.
It's when people come up making these types of statements that are 180 degrees away from the truth, that's when I get irritated.
Right.
If it had any basis in fact, that'd be one thing. But it's 180 degrees away from the truth.
Right.
Have I not done everything I can to get you to build a relationship with your mother?
Yes.
Have I not said at least once a month, take your mother out and let her feel like she's appreciated?
Yes, that's true.
So what part of that is isolating you from your parents?
No, not at all.
It's the most egregious thing I've ever heard.
And then I got her a card that was under your counsel, and then she started crying. When I gave her
The card for her.
She started crying.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, and she was holding back, so
Yeah.
it was very, very nice.
She was touched because you bought her a card, because you cared for her, because you are showing some interest in her and letting her know that she is a viable part of your life.
Right. And
so again, when people come up and do these out and out lies 180 degrees away from the truth, if it had one seed of truth in it, that's one thing. But when it's got absolutely no seed of truth in it, and it's an out and out egregious lie, that's when I get really irritated and I get angry.
Yeah,
and I have a right to be angry.
Yes.
Because you are what's termed false witness against your neighbor. That's what the Bible says. Do not bear false witness against your neighbor. And that's what it is. 100% lies. That is bearing false witness against your neighbor. And that is, you're treading dangerous ground by doing things like that. Really, you're not benefiting yourself, you're not benefiting anyone. To do that, to make yourself right, you have to sit there and construct an absolute lie. And if you really believe this, then you need to go get some help somewhere. Because that's really not healthy. It's really not healthy. That's quite ill to do something like that. So.
Yeah, in my case, I was not aware how to deal with my family in a more productive, communicative way, and the counsel from here opened that up. So now it's clear.
And now it's getting better. You're able to communicate with your family, with your sister, with your mother. It's gotten better, and hopefully it does continue to get better. Now, yes, I will counsel somebody if they're in a really toxic thing with some family members that are using drugs, whatever, then of course the counsel is you don't have to get involved in that. Because to enable that is not healthy. But never, never, never have I told anyone that they are not allowed to communicate with their family. That is the biggest load of horse crap and manure I have ever heard in my life.
Right.
So for people to go to say that to make it look like a cult, that's egregious.
Right. That's exactly what it makes it look like, that we were forced to run
away
from our families.
And that's the furthest thing from the truth. People should be a light to their families. They should see a difference. They should see that you're, changing values in your life and things are getting better and you are making strides in that realm.
Right.
So when you have somebody that leaves here and makes it out to be something 180 degrees away from what it is, then something needs to be said.
Right, certainly.
It's absolutely 100% nonsense. And this shows the depths that ego will go to make itself right. Even to out and out slander, lie, and be deceitful to others to make yourself look better. And you don't care who and what you slander in order to do it. That's ego at its ugliest. 100% ego at its ugliest. And if the people that were doing that would look and remember, they would know. And they know somewhere deep in the heart that I did everything to try to open communication also with their mother, with things that were going on in their lives, not to shut the door on that communication. So to sit here and say that they had to leave their families, which they've never left their families, they live very close proximity, they were talking with them all the time. They shut them out, that was their own doing, had nothing to do from here. Absolutely nothing. That's the truth of it. You know? So that's all that can be said, you know, I don't care. Go make yourselves right. But don't do it at the expense of others. No, don't bite the hand that feeds you, for God's sakes, you know. At least have some sort of common decency and be grateful for what you did get, because you were given a lot when you were here that did help in a number of areas. Now, whether that remains or not is up to them.
Right.
People stopped drinking. Things got better in the family life. Ways to communicate with husband and children got better. Lots of things had taken a turn for the better.
Mm-hmm.
So are you willing to throw all of that out the window to be right, to slander here? Are you really ready to throw all that out the window? I don't get it. I don't understand that type of mentality. Frankly speaking, I can't.
Right.
I can only pity it, because what a hell realm somebody must be living in if they actually believe the lies that they're telling.
Right.
And if they actually believe it, then they really need to get some help, because it's very
far from the truth.
It's not only sad, but it's really not healthy. It's really not healthy. I'm very concerned that they are having a mental breakdown. If somebody can do that and really wants to believe that, if they really in all sincerity are believing that, then they have lost all touch with reality. So if they have any toehold in reality, man up, own up to what you're doing and stop it. Go on with your life. Do whatever you're going to do. But for God's sakes, stop making up this nonsense and putting it out there as if it's genuine. Because that's just extremely, extremely sad. So we'll leave this here. You know, this is the truth of what it is. You don't believe me? Ask people that are here.
Right.
ask people that are here how they deal with their family, what's the outcome, etc. Those that are here on this path and know people that are here know the truth of it. But unfortunately, these people go to places where they don't know the truth of it. They've never been here, and people want to believe the ugliest and the worst. That's what they live for.
Right.
Let me drag anybody down that I can. That's what Rick Ross's forum is all about. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. They don't check anything. They want to believe a lie because it supports their crap. And that, again, is a sad thing. So, again, I just hope that they get a toehold in reality and come back to some sort of balance, because they can't be in any kind of balance with the stuff they're doing. 100% you can't.
No way.
You can't be lying 180 degrees away from what's actually there and think you're in any kind of balance. The mind has got to be spinning 180 miles an hour. It's not balanced.
Not fruitful to do that.
No, it's not. It's not fruitful. It's not beneficial. They think it's going to help them in the beginning.
Yeah.
But really, all it does is it drags them down a road that's a road you don't want to be on. You don't want to go down that road. What happens when you go down that road? It doesn't get better. Because one lie's got to have another lie on it, and another lie, and another lie. Until you don't know which ends up anymore, and you don't know truth from fiction or fantasy. And that is not a good road to be on. Because you're never making yourself right that way. Not ever. Can't. So that's all that can be said with this. Namaste.